Hello, hello.
Yeah, man.
We're here. It's
Good, good.
Christmas, man.
Yeah. I can see you got you got your tree there, man.
Yeah,
You're looking fairly decent there.
yeah, man. Blue is the color this year.
Hey,
Not
There,
not the mood.
there I am. I was wondering where it was
Getting
for a
there, we're
second
getting
there.
there.
they thought that you didn't bother in to come this week.
My gosh, I thought y'all locked me out. To be honest with you, they're like, yeah, the fellas will let me in at all, man. No,
You
I
thought you
hear,
had to
man.
go and tend to you had to go and tend to your fruit.
Fruit?
Well,
No, man. Well, we can talk about that in a second. But no. I tend to that. I tend to that this week. Tend to that this week.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, indeed. Hi, everybody. How you doing? Welcome again to another episode of the Living Room. As you can probably tell, based on the decors everyone else, it's
It's
December, which
Easter.
means it's
Or
Christmas.
it's
Ah.
Christmas. It's Christmas.
So we talking all things Christmas and what's not over the next few weeks. So welcome, thank you for joining us. If this is your first time, you're on We Global. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram as well. You can find us there. Hit share, invite as many friends as you can from right around the Caribbean into the living room for this conversation today. It's me, Andre, and my good friends Mark and Philip, and we just have good old Caribbean conversations. How we doing, guys?
Yeah, man. We
doing
good.
good. Looking forward to December as always.
Your tree twinkling there, good, man.
Yeah. It is. I like my Christmas and thing. Real tree.
Oh,
You
you
know
going
me,
for a real tree? Oh, wow.
Did you?
man. I gone for it. I don't do. Not I pass any judgment. I ain't passing
you're not
it.
sustainable. You're not sustainable.
No. I sustainable.
Mm. So
I like that, Phil.
you have a real tree
Uh huh.
and you plant one. That's what you
And
mean.
it,
Yes.
it will be replanted. I only buy from places that are reputable and I know we do our planting program. So I'm good. Yeah, but again, real yes, but I mean plastic. Come on, we're gonna happen when the
Keep that for
plastic
life.
trees gotta throw it
Keep
for
that for
Well,
life.
life.
we've
Yeah,
had this
man.
tree here now. Gosh, man, this tree is older than Kyle.
Is it?
So I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I like the smell of pine in the house. I
That's
like
a
that
southern thing,
smell.
Phil. You reckon?
I think so too.
Down south?
That's like a tier one thing.
Yeah,
I like the
yeah,
smell
yeah.
of pine in the house.
They could get out and cut down trees and all that,
Of
but
course, we can't.
no,
We can't do that here.
privileges.
No, man, it good smell. What's not and that kind of thing. So we
The
put up the
smell
tree.
of Christmas.
That's nice.
Smell of Christmas, man. Smell of Christmas. The
Smell of
kitchen
Christmas.
as well as the tree, the pine. I like the pine smell.
Yeah. I see you going for your blue there, Phil, man, this year.
Yeah. That was we switch it up every year. Last year was red. This year is blue. But I must confess, I haven't helped with decorating this year at all.
Shame on you.
So this is, as far as I know, there's a children's job, and then we always have some lights on the outside. But we sort of had a bit of miscommunication.
Oh dear.
Oh, dear.
What I mean?
So I thought the lighting up and decoration was going to be a little bit later when it was dark, but Nicole decided it was going to be a bit earlier. But already made plans to go for
A run.
a walk.
Oh, I
See.
see where this going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see too.
So yeah,
I see Karen Douglas there saying she loved the blue tree.
favorite
And
color.
stuff there. Favorite color?
I think of
Yeah.
you, Karen. Every time I look at this tree, I think of you.
Hey,
Oh dear. The man is just poor on, boy.
you know what?
My friend.
No subtlety whatsoever.
You understand? Hey, Miriam, I see you in there, and Marika as well. See you there as well. Welcome today. Yeah, man. So we're going on. We're going on at your side of the world. We open back again, so the lockdown gone.
You it feel any different to you though?
But to be honest, the lockdown didn't really feel much different to me. The lockdown was not like the first one. The first one you went when you locked down, you went out running. You can run in the middle of the road. This time around, you were looking around and you were like,
Yeah.
"We're supposed to be on lockdown, but
Everybody's still out.
everybody's still out." I couldn't figure out where everybody was going, but yeah. So
I think for us, the only thing that changed was that Miles, my son, didn't have football. That was it. Everything else was still the same. The kids still at school.
Yeah.
The first lockdown, they were out of school. This time, they're still at school. So nothing really changed, to be
no,
honest.
nothing ain't changed at all. You know what I mean? But
They didn't have the supermarket queues this time either.
No, well,
At least up here, we didn't have that.
I think the difference is now is that folks wearing masks and stuff. So mask wearing has become a lot more prevalent now than it was even the first time around. And I think supermarkets are going, look, as long as you have on a mask,
come in.
Let's get going.
Yeah,
I think that's the way how everyone's done it.
Well, the first lockdown, you had all sorts of barriers and cones and stuff to line up at the supermarket. None of that.
X's on the floor, 2 meters apart, that kind of thing.
In fact, the hardest thing though is getting out the supermarket. Actually,
Oh, is that what you mean?
I just find it really difficult. It is the queues just seem to be a lot longer with the social distancing still in the supermarket. It's taking a lot longer to get out.
Yeah.
Well, this is funny. So it's social distancing to get out, but none to get in.
None to get in. No.
That's funny. That's very funny. But that's true. But it's all good. Oh, and by the way, man, how was your football today, Mark? I just curious.
So you see this man, right? Let me tell you. All of a sudden, now you remember, this was a man who was saying not too long ago, I'm not watching the game. I don't know what's going on. Don't talk about football. I want to know nothing. All of a sudden, now he coming in here asking me about football. But I'll be honest, I
know you like football, and I think your team played today. So
look, your team played my team today at your place.
Did we?
I think we lost 2-0, I think.
I didn't know. I was just asking.
Bull-faced liar.
I wasn't sure. I was just asking. See, I don't understand.
I actually think your man Jose Mourinho is going to win the Premier League this year with Tottenham Hotspurs.
You think so?
I just got a feeling about it, man. Yeah, I feel so. I feel so.
And you might be struggling for relegation. You think? You don't know.
We closer to the bottom now than we closer to the top. Yeah. I getting ready with my Arteta out hashtag.
I remember at the beginning of the season, you were on. This can be a good season for Arteta. Good season. And all I was there saying is, Arsenal fans start like this every single
year.
season.
I don't know, man.
By Christmas, whoever it is, out.
Arteta out, man. You know it coming. This will be the week. Cause I already look at the fixtures and we have a very hard December, so I don't know.
This not gonna be bring back Ozil. Bring back.
I tell one of my sons today, why we got rid of Wenger again? That's how desperate I is now, man. But anyway, good luck, all the best.
As I said, I wasn't sure what happened. I was just asking. I know you check football.
You hear the man, Phil.
I hear you.
I was just curious as to what's happening there, right. And what's not. That is all I realized. So
yeah, man. So I see on our Facebook that you guys have been preparing a black cake, getting a couple of comments there as well. Looking good.
How we do over the years, black cake, fish cakes, conkeys, whatever it is, we turn our hand at anything. So the black cake is
Go ahead.
No, I said the black cake is always a difficult one for most people. Well, even me before I started to do them as well. But now I kind of got it mastered. No, man, I could.
Wait.
Black cake. So, a good black cake. I enjoy it.
Yeah. So you're the master at making the black cake. That's what you're saying.
Well, let me.
I just asking.
Black cakes are very what's the word? Everyone likes their own way of doing it. Some like them very moist, some like them dry, some like them lots of rum, not with a lots of rum, all kind of stuff, different ways. As I make mine, I'm a master. However it come out.
Really?
Fair enough.
However it come out,
watching too much politics, man.
Hey.
As I make mine, I'm a master. Yeah.
I like that comment there on the screen.
Yeah. Explain. But she know.
I think she had about 4 or 5 slices of UK the last time we was up with her.
You understand? She know too, so I mind that. Throw a comment there.
She remembered
short.
We agreed it was decent.
It was decent. Of course. Decent. The man said decent. He only said decent if it could work.
It was just about do.
The only time I use words like fantastic and outstanding is when it comes to music. But food is decent for me is excellent.
Well, we'll say excellent though. But
I'll wait till I taste it again.
See if that one wasn't a fluke.
Yeah.
Don't do flutes with black cake. Don't do flutes, man. Don't do flutes.
Well, we can endorse you. That's the truth. We can endorse you. You just make a good black cake for true. I get that one. I get that one. In fact, I think I might try your recipe this year.
Hey man, tell me how it come out.
I will.
It can only come out one way. It's good.
I will be a master at it.
At yours.
However it comes out.
Yours. Yeah. You can.
I agree. I mean, you.
Yeah, man.
Go
So
with
you
it.
look across the Caribbean this week?
Yeah, man. I mean, I see Leah having some issues there with Barbados, and there's a little bit of back and forth there again. That's always
usual.
pretty
What's going
interesting.
on there? I haven't been catching up there. What's going on?
No, I think the guys were scheduled to fly into Barbados, and Barbados probably said no, or they didn't have any license. Whereas Leah operating under the view that it's the same company, so therefore the existing contract up to 2024 or whenever it is should still hold. And Barbados saying, no, you need to do something new. It just seems silly to me because how could that discussion not have been had before? You know, I'm sure if you're scheduling flights to go into Barbados, there's also some working with Barbados Aviation to say you're coming, blah, blah, blah. And I'm sure those schedules would have been done weeks and weeks before. So how could that conversation not have come up? But it came up on the very day that the flights were supposed to resume. So you never know in these things whose story to, not necessarily to believe, but you never know who's actually, you know.
So when were they refused entry or landing at the point of landing, or how does
No, it wasn't like a plane was in the air or anything. I think on the day they were just told no, you're not allowed to come. Which just seemed crazy to me. Tickets sold, everything, all that kind of stuff. Again, you would have had permission, I believe, weeks in advance as you put the new schedules out.
Absolutely.
So why that discussion wasn't had before, but it was told on the same day. So there's a bit of back and forth there that was going on.
Well, I think the one thing that caught my eye, this was a bit of a sad one for me this week across the Caribbean, where a couple of young people lost their lives, and I felt really touched by reading some of what happened. There was a young lady in Trinidad. I don't know if you saw this story, Ashanti Riley, 18 years old, who
I saw that.
who was repeatedly raped, and her body was dumped in the Santa Cruz River. Tragic death, man.
Yeah, I saw
tragic death. Really, really sad. And then I think last Tuesday was an 18-year-old young lady was found hanging in Barbados. And again, there just seemed to be a lot of real difficulty around a lot of our young people. And those two deaths really hit a chord with me and really made me feel very, very sad for what's happening across the region with a lot of our young ladies at the moment. Really, really sad.
Yeah, I saw both of them as well, especially the one in Trinidad that was horrific, really. Reading through that story and what's not, and the violence against women across the region. Well, it would appear it seems to be a conversation that needs to be had as well. So, you know, we probably should pick up a conversation like that at some point, actually.
Yeah, I think we can definitely got to come back to that in the new year, because there's something definitely going on there. For sure.
Yeah, for real.
Indeed. So who we got in the living room this week then?
Well, it's Christmas. You know, we normally do some lots of different topics, but we thought it's December. Christmas is on the horizon in a few weeks. So let's go around the Caribbean and just see what Christmas is like, see what's happening, see what the preparation is like. If there are people from outside the region who are living outside at the moment, how did they feel at this time of year? What did they remember from Christmas back home? So we just thought we'd have those kind of conversations in the next few weeks. So today we have Alicia, who was on before as part of our healthcare workers episode working with COVID. She's from St. Lucia. We got Karen, who's from Abidjan, living in New York. I say Karen, that's the very American way of saying
it. Karen. You mean
Karen? Karen. And we got Karen Abidjan living in New York, and hopefully we'll have Delhi, who's from St. Kitts Nevis, as well. A few issues there. I think the electricity went off just before the show started, so having a few issues, but she will be on. But initially we'll start with Karen, and we will start with Alicia as well.
Excellent.
So we'll definitely.
I'm looking forward to hear whether you produce a master black cake or not.
Of course.
I know both Karen and Alicia can set you straight on this one.
I know Alicia can tell me. Alicia, I know. For real. Hey, ladies.
Welcome.
How are we doing? I think both of you are on mute at the moment.
Hi.
Hi.
Yes. Hey, Alicia. Hi, Karen. How are you doing?
Good, thanks.
Great.
Excellent. Excellent.
It's definitely Christmas there in St. Lucia.
Yeah, man.
I loving it.
Oh, yes.
Ooh, I
I
guess
love
I'm not
it.
quite ready yet.
You got a few more days.
Yes, this is my old-fashioned way of doing it.
Yeah.
You having a quiet one?
Not necessarily. I'm preparing.
Calm before the storm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's
Indeed.
it's great to have both of you back in the living room. You know, we feel like family, man. I feel like you guys have been here before, and we met this year.
Yes.
On this journey, so it's awesome to have you back in the living room talking Christmas.
Yeah.
And I know it's a really important season for the region. And
Indeed.
Alicia, tell us about the Christmas season when you were growing up in St. Lucia. Take us back.
Oh, yes. Always a great time.
I'm sure.
It's because the 25th of December was my father's birthday, so it was always a great time. We looked forward as children growing up for Christmas because there would be a feast at home. Daddy shopped. If he did not shop throughout the year, Christmas time, you can bet your bottom dollar he would make sure that house had everything in it, and so it was always a festive time for us. And my mom will cook up a storm. There was always enough. If you passed by, there was always enough for everybody to eat.
Oh yes.
So Christmas for us was a very, very important time. So they both died in December.
Oh wow.
And so
You have that memory as well.
right. So every December that comes back flooding in.
Yeah.
But we try as a family to continue the tradition.
Wow. And it's all about traditions when it comes to this time of the year. It feels a little bit like it,
Very true.
And those traditions, I would assume that you have probably carried on a lot of them.
Oh yes, a lot of them. And I see my children doing the same.
I was going to ask that. Yeah. That's nice.
Especially my daughter in England. I see she went all out this Christmas. She has a son, a 3-year-old, and she has gone all out. So they are continuing the tradition.
Wow. Well, I'm gonna come back to what would those traditions look like specifically, because I would like to uncover what it feels like in St. Lucia. Karen, growing up in Barbados, tell us a little bit about what the experience was like for yourself. Help us to understand.
Yes.
Take us back.
Was, as Alicia said, it's an exciting time, Christmas Day. It was from the end of November, from Independence Day onwards, it was a preparation for Christmas, and it was all about the house, making the house ready. It was about cleaning. It was about getting new curtains. Whatever you needed at the time, you got new for Christmas. It wasn't about gifts. It was about preparing that black cake, which I do it a little different to you, Mark.
Not me. It's not me that said I'm the master black cake maker.
Okay,
Mark don't do any.
I saw your post. I do it a little different from you. It was preparing that. It was, my grandparents, I lived with them for a long time, and they used to raise pigs.
Ooh,
so about
That's
this time is preparing to sell a pig, because everyone wants pork for Christmas. It was about, getting all the orders and killing that pig and sending it out just before Christmas so everyone can have some really good pork for Christmas. It was, we lived in what is called Fairy Valley Tenantry.
That's behind the airport.
Behind the airport, we weren't rich, but we never felt poor, because we always had preparation going for Christmas. We would. Yeah.
So, Kiri, you were also involved in slaughtering?
No. I would observe. My grandfather would kill the pig, and he used everything from that pig. Nothing went to waste. Everything.
And he did it at home, or did he take
He
it
did
to?
it at home. He did it at home. Yeah. So,
I don't think that's allowed anymore. Actually, that's something that's gone away a bit.
I'm not sure because it's been quite a few years. But that used to be an exciting time. Everyone putting in their orders and coming to pick up their pork for Christmas, and preparing that ham, going to get that ham. A big deal.
Tell me about it. The ham.
Yeah.
I could do with a ham now.
But preparing the pork was a real thing back in the day, and still is.
Yes.
You picked up any of those little skills along the way that you.
Well, the thing is, I stopped eating pork. How many years ago? 34 years ago. I haven't eaten pork. Just made a decision not to eat it. However, I have my husband and my 2 boys and my family. They all eat it, so I prepare it. I know how to prepare it. I prepare the ham. I prepare everything, and preparing that ham and putting those cloves, sticking all those cloves in. After it cooks, and I put it in the oven. Yes.
A few months ago, I would have said the same thing, but given I had a whole year of being a vegetarian, I have come off of that now. So Christmas is my feasting time. So there will be some pork in the house, Yeah.
Well, always pork. We always have pork. I just personally don't eat it, but I prepare it. I have no problem preparing it.
Well, Barra is not only just a great kid now, because I remember not so long ago he was getting. We're doing with this pork here, man.
Come on, man. This is pork belly, man. So you get the pork belly, you rock salt it, you season it up, and then you put the stuffing on the inside and you roll it.
Yes.
And then you tie it up so that when you slice it, you get the full, the juices go into the stuffing, as well as the stuffing also season the pork. And when you slice it, you get a nice piece of pork and the stuffing all on the inside as well. So that's what they're doing, man.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow. Yeah, you definitely know your way around the kitchen.
I should write a cookbook, but
don't do all of that.
I should write a cookbook. I can write a cookbook.
How much pages have we got?
Not much. I only got about 5 dishes.
That's why you think
You only got about 5 dishes in it. But those 5 dishes will be mastered. Yes.
How to feed yourself in 5 pages.
Exactly. How to cook every other year for Christmas. No, seriously. That's what we do.
So go ahead.
No, I was going to say, Alicia, so one of the things we were talking about last year was you definitely don't even look to Christmas in Barbados before Independence Day has finished. It's almost sacrilegious to even look towards Christmas, decorate the house or what have you. Do you still hold to that, though you're overseas?
Karen, you mean?
At least me.
Karen, sorry.
Yes. I'm actually in Barbados. We actually used to decorate the house, but you never really put up your curtains and stuff till just before, sometimes the night before Christmas, because you wanted to display all the new stuff that you had, in your. So
I never understood that.
Oh yeah. we would stitch those curtains, and sometimes you put in the what with the outside of the curtains, the inside on the outside, because you displayed it for the world to see.
Exactly, you turn it.
Yeah, it was all about showing off all the stuff you have and just having a good time. Healthy competition it was in the neighborhood.
And I never get it, because you would hear people, hitting the hammer and stuff at 2:00 in the morning, 3:00 in the morning, and they're wondering, what are you doing? And they're finishing up all the different parts of the house, including the curtains and all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, are you going to enjoy Christmas Day? Because by Christmas Day, you must be tired now.
Yeah, we enjoyed it. It was about cooking and sitting around with family. That's what it was about.
But that was part of it. That was part of it. I remember
Is it
simple?
People working,
prepping for it.
Yeah, people working at 2:00 in the morning. I got church at 5 in the morning.
Yeah. That's another tradition that we don't do here, because we went to church every Christmas Day. We look forward to going to church, and
wow.
Yeah,
Alicia, a lot of that sounds very familiar to you in St. Lucia as well.
Yes, very familiar. That's exactly what we did. Christmas Eve when curtains went up and cooking, getting prepared. But I have changed that since. That's the only maybe tradition that I have changed in that by December 1st, trees are up and getting ready for Christmas.
Aye.
Oh, so you changed your curtains and everything that early?
Yes, everything is changed.
Wait, well,
Oh, wow.
do you find that just lets the season linger a bit longer? Like
Right, exactly. So
marinate?
it's like it's gradual into Christmas.
I like it. I like it.
No, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
So it's like letting the fruit soak a little longer.
Yes, yes.
Teresa Neblet there saying it's the same in Trinidad. It must be fresh for Christmas Day.
Yeah.
Which I understand, because if people come over and what's not, you got to make sure that everything is brand new. You can almost still smell the paint. The house is infused with the ham smell and the pork smell and everything. It must smell like Christmas. So I get it. And it's a good tradition.
Sorrel smell truly helps.
Sorrel, yeah.
Oh, sorrel.
Weeks in advance, put it to soak.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Now Phil, sorrel. I know you're a man that well, no, you're a sorrel connoisseur. How you mix your sorrel there, Phil? What kind of thing you putting?
I got my notebook.
I tried various things.
At least you can set you right now. At least you can set you right. Go on, Phil. Tell me about you. Tell me about your sorrel.
Things that I put into sorrel: ginger, bit of clove, cinnamon stick. Those are the three basic.
Okay.
Sugar. And sometimes a little bit of orange peel.
Okay.
Well, that is if you're doing for the children, but if you're doing for the adults, some red wine and that would
Yes, you can add red wine. A little bit of rum maybe, but red wine. Because I want the taste of sorrel. I don't want
For learning, man.
I was gonna say, Barbados, for learning.
For learning too.
Every trolley got a bottle of Falernum there that you put in the sorrel,
Yeah.
Port will work good with sorrel too. Port wine.
Oh, okay.
You had any of them days of cutting open the sorrel and having to put them outside on the roof to dry and all that kind of thing?
Yeah.
Because these days we just buy them in the pack, but
Yeah, buy them dry here.
Worms coming out and everything.
Yeah.
Man, no, my uncle used to come home with 2 big bag full of sorrel, and you had to sit down there and you had to cut around.
Boy.
You put the seeds on one side and you put the flesh on the other side. You put in. By the time you finish, your fingers red, they're numb, all kind of thing. And all of us had to do that. There were 6 kids in the house, and all of us had to sit down and cut and go around early enough that my aunt could then put them out and let them dry.
Let them dry.
So these days you just go buy it, right?
It was the cutting of the sorrel and the shelling of the pigeon peas that used to get me at Christmas.
Oh
My
pigeon
goodness.
peas, right? The pigeon peas.
Now, the interesting question here.
Yeah.
We have a tradition, Alicia, in Barbados, where on Christmas morning, people kind of dress up in their finest, and they go to Queen's Park, which is one of our national parks in the center of in Bridgetown in Barbados, and they kind of showcase their finery in terms of clothing. Is there something similar that's done on Christmas morning in St. Lucia, traditionally?
No, we don't have that in St. Lucia. What we have in St. Lucia is what we call Festival of Lights. And so on our National Day is on the 13th. So on the 12th, we will have Festival of Lights and lantern competition. So people come and they make some lovely lanterns and display it, and the winner is announced on that day. And the country, the city is lighted up on that day.
Okay. I actually never heard about this. So
that sounds nice too.
Festival of Lights, it's called.
Festival of Light. Okay, so you make lanterns. Is it out of paper and different colored paper? And that kind
cardboard. Some of them go all out. Some of them will do the government house. Some of them will do maybe a business place. But the young people really go out and light up the lantern. It's beautiful.
Okay.
Beautiful.
That sounds good.
Okay. So is it like a light bulb on the inside, or some use
Yes,
candles and stuff?
they use lights on the inside.
Mm.
Yes, some of them use LED lights, and they
Yeah,
just
yeah.
light up this lantern.
I
How
like it.
far back does that tradition go?
Oh, it's been years.
Wow.
Years. Maybe 20 plus years.
Mhm.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
wow.
Yeah.
I never heard of that, but that
I
sounds
never
very
heard
Yeah.
that.
interesting.
Yep. Sounds.
Keep an eye out for it this year. Well,
Yes.
you talked about sorrel there, and let me just put this one in here because this is another creation from Phil that I think
Meaning what? This is Sarah?
What is this? What is this?
I think warrants a little bit of a description because
I thought,
Phil,
I thought
Phil-
you said Sorrel and then put this picture.
no.
This is-
I said another one of his creations.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. So,
Because he likes to create things at Christmas, and Phil, talk to us about this, man. This is one of
It's
your
not like stuffing.
yes, man. This is one of your favorite stuffing creations.
What year was this? This is like a 2014 stuffing.
So it changed from year to year.
Yeah. You made
You
it
don't
work more than
remember?
hell.
He's making
know-
it as you go along.
But something I found works really well is bread. So toast, of course, for your stuffing. Couscous in your stuffing as well.
All right.
And then your seasonings, and then squeeze in some orange juice as well.
okay.
And
Have
so
you
you
ever, have you ever made stuffing with Eclipse? Eclipse.
Of course, but this is what I know stuffing is made with.
Yeah.
You're familiar with the bread, right?
Couscous.
No.
I still remember you licking your lips, Barrow.
This man was upstate the region too long. You need to go home and put some Eclipse biscuits in there, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess you can use anything for stuffing.
Oh yeah.
What does
There you
your
go.
recipe look like, Alicia?
Be creative. I use potatoes, mash up the
well.
Wow.
season the potatoes, and I put it in there. You
Oh,
know,
okay.
and I do that more with the turkey.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. I actually just made some today for dinner. Some
Right.
Yeah, stuffing.
Ah.
Eclipse.
Yeah.
Eclipse. Nice.
What was in your stuffing today, Karen?
I use Eclipse biscuit and
Uh-huh.
seasoning from Barbados. This, I have seasoning throughout the year, so I use that seasoning and some butter, and that's
Okay.
it. Pretty much.
Great.
Yeah.
Wow.
And Karen, you live in the US. Obviously, you talk about Christmas at home in Barbados. I know this is kind of one of these questions that's kind of rhetorical, but is there a huge difference? And which one would you prefer? Christmas in how the US celebrate it, or how the Caribbean celebrate it?
Well, here in the U.S., it's very commercialized. It's about shopping. It's about shopping, and and the kids with the Christmas with the gift lists and all that. It's more very commercialized. But we try to have a family experience here, so we don't necessarily do all the shopping. I don't think when the kids were younger, much younger, they'll do a list, but not now. Like it's more about family. So we don't do the traditional American. We try to stick more to the Bajan tradition here. Yeah,
Agree. Have your kids
family over and stuff.
have your kids had a Christmas in Barbados as yet?
It's been a few years because they only get a week home, a week
I
for
know.
Christmas break when they were in high school. We were actually planning to be there this year, and we're not traveling at this time. But they haven't been to Barbados in a while for Christmas. It's been a few years. Yeah.
Well, for me, that's one of the things that I absolutely can't wait to do. I don't think I've been home at Christmas since I left, actually.
Wow.
Really?
We definitely haven't taken the girls home for Christmas. Again, because of the time out from school, how expensive it is in that short space of time.
Expensive, yeah.
As well. So we just haven't done it. From the UK, tickets to the Caribbean go up like nearly twice the amount it normally is on normal occasions.
Yeah,
around
same
that
here
Christmas.
in the US.
You also can't even get a flight.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, you can't get a flight, and then the kids don't come off school till right the week before Christmas. So that's the real high time as far as ticket prices are concerned, and then they have to come, and then they start school right after the new year, so you just can't get the window to stay to enjoy it. So it hasn't made any sense as yet. So, but it's something that we just long to do, to have a Christmas home.
Yeah. Now my two boys are in college, so as soon as we get the opportunity, we're all going to spend Christmas. Hopefully next year. Yeah.
No, that would be great. I haven't been, I don't think, since 2003, so it's a long time. Yeah, man.
That's probably the same for me as well.
Yeah.
And because it's different. It's different, man.
It's definitely different.
Oh yeah.
As Karen said, here is so commercial.
Yeah.
You know, from October, it's just about buy, shop, present. Whereas home, not saying that there's not an element of that as well. Of course, there is.
Yeah.
It's more family.
But there's more family. The reason for the season, there's music. Again, here in the radio, I mean, you might hear 2 or 3 Christmas songs a day if you're listening to the radio. Whereas, we know specifically for us in Barbados, from December 1,
it's all Christmas music.
that's all you're hearing, and you're just in that you're just in that mood and that vibe, as well as church and what's not. It's really good.
Yeah.
But Andre, one thing. I spent one Christmas in London, Southampton.
Yes.
And it was very impressive. There are a lot to do with kids. There were so many places we could take my grandson, and we had a real family time, we would go out together, and it was just great in Southampton. So many things to do.
I think that's it. There is kind of what you do with your family that really makes a difference. The environment does help, and I mean, growing up in Barbados, Christmas was always such an enjoyable time because you knew it was Christmas. Here sometimes in the UK, Christmas can happen and you not be really aware of it. If you stayed in your home, you would not be aware that it's Christmas. In terms of every house isn't lit up. You don't hear the music blaring in the streets. And I guess climate might have a lot to do with it as well.
Very true.
Yeah.
Very, very true. Well, I make it a particular point to turn my radio and everything back to the Caribbean as soon as the 1st of December step in.
Okay.
I just shut off everything UK, so I just listen to my Caribbean radio stations completely because it gives me a really good feeling, man. It's closest I can get to home.
I see we got a question there about PAMI, if it's a Bajan thing. So pay me. The thing is, so I found out during our time here in the last few weeks that conquis and pay me
is the same thing.
It's pretty much the same thing.
Yes.
Not pastilles. Pastilles is savory. Whereas conquis and pay me I'm not even sure if I'm saying it right. Pay me. It's sweet and made from pretty much the same thing. So I don't. But I say it's a Bajan thing. I would say yes because as a Bajan and it's conquis, and I would say yes. But I don't know.
Baby definitely means something different in Barbados.
Very true.
Sure.
It's made with cornmeal.
It's made with cornmeal. Yes.
It's made with cornmeal, and then you put it in the banana leaf.
Yes.
And you wrap it. Some people do it in foil, but really it is in.
No.
We don't do foil.
Not foil. Not foil.
Not foil. So Therese,
it's also called Ducano or blue leaf or Thai blue draws. Sorry, in Jamaica.
Okay.
Is it? Oh, there you go. Then. So there's that question there. Go on, Mark.
So there you go, Teresa. So I think we enjoy it across the region under a different name, and sometimes it can be a bit savory.
Okay. I was just going to say something because a few years ago, as usual, I like to find out where my food comes from. So I did a little bit of research on conky. And it seems as though the word conky comes from the word kenki, which is a Ghanaian meal made with, and that was wrapped up in a banana leaf as well and steamed. But it wasn't savory; it was just almost bland. I think it was made. Kenki is made with a yam flour. So I feel as though conky and pemi are almost this celebration of worlds coming together, where there's the African influence, but then in the Caribbean, of course, sugar was the thing. So you add sugar to that, Then you had the fruit, the idea of dried fruits, because these aren't Caribbean, these aren't West Indian fruits. These are kind of British fruits. You have the British influence as well in there. And then cornmeal would have been from the indigenous people.
Yeah.
That was the way they would have used corn. So
Right.
conky and pemi, tamales and dokono, draw tie. I can't remember what the Jamaicans call it. Blue draws, sorry. I keep
Blue
forgetting
draws.
that term, yeah. I think these are all celebrations of cultures coming together.
Yeah.
Wow.
There you go.
Interesting.
No, it's good to learn. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Sure.
So Alicia, what do you miss most today that you used to do in years gone by at Christmas? Is there anything?
Going to my parents' home, opening gifts. That for sure. Because we would all congregate at my parents' home and open gifts. And we have not been able to do that. So that for me is, what I miss the most.
Wow.
Can you still remember what was the best gift that you ever received at Christmas?
Best gift I ever received for Christmas.
You're going to have to ask the words too.
Can't remember. Still trying to remember.
Wow.
Oh, well, if it's more recent, was a mug from my grandson.
Oh wow.
Yeah, with his picture and
There you go.
yeah.
That's got pride of place in the house somewhere, I'm sure.
Yes.
In fact, when we were young, our grandparents used to have a wagon. I don't know.
Oh,
Yes.
The wagon was this place where all of the cups and glasses were kept, and you couldn't go in the wagon.
Couldn't go in there.
That was only for when people came around.
Wrong. You couldn't go there.
No. I think a lot of people still got them home actually.
Oh wow!
Or the cabinets and what have you.
The
different
cabinet.
things.
Cabinet.
The cabinet.
The cabinet. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got the china and the crystal.
And
Yeah,
the
you can't go in there.
Too many.
And the thing is, those things actually used to only get used at Christmas too.
Yeah.
A lot of that stuff would only come out at Christmas, or if somebody quote unquote important was visiting. That's when the china and the crystal and that kind of stuff would come out. And then right after that, everything goes back in the cupboard
right
until
back inside.
That's here.
and you dare not touch it.
Yeah.
And you dare not touch it.
That's a tradition I did away with very quickly. I use everything. Everything.
Yeah, I don't have that either. We do away with that a long time ago, so we don't do that at all.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not at all.
And what do you miss most today that you used to do years ago, Karen? Karen.
Karen.
Karen is all good. It's all good. Just the preparation. I no longer make the curtains. They're so reasonably priced. I just buy them, so I don't make them anymore. But just recently, I had to do some adjustments. Just the excitement of preparing the house, and I don't do it as much as I used to in the past, but trying to get back into that at this point. Yeah. And the family, we gotten smaller at this point. My mom used to, God rest her soul, she passed away, and my sister moved back to Barbados. So it's just much smaller, so it's just different when it's not having the whole family around.
Wow.
No, I agree with that. I think when you're doing, we all have our own families now.
Yeah.
But again, the extended family also makes the experience as well, right?
Yeah.
When everyone comes around at some point during the day, whether you have your small nuclear family breakfast in the morning, but then by afternoon you're at someone's house or someone is at your house and you're just having a good family Christmas, probably with cousins that you haven't seen in a while, aunts, uncles that you may not have seen in a while, and everyone just passing around, That always makes it.
Yeah.
Sprinkling sand around the house. Sand or marl, Marika?
Marl.
I know marl. I know marl.
Yeah. My aunt was telling me they used to do the sand in the house because that was the floor at the time. I wasn't around at that point, but we used to do the marl We actually used to go to the quarry.
Go to the marl hole. Yeah, man.
You go to the quarry and get that marl and sprinkle around the house.
I don't know why we used to do it though.
I've heard why. I don't know.
Why is that, Phil? Tell us why.
The reason I heard is because it presented a very almost a wintry feel. So you had your you had your snow on the mountain tree.
Yes,
and then you had the sprinkling of snow.
Interesting.
I think it's interesting that, and I'm hoping that we've continued to move away from that a bit. It is a nice thing. It is a very Caribbean thing to do.
Yeah.
But if you look at why we are doing it, it feels a little bit like we are lessering our own experience. Yeah. And even if I think back, sometimes even as a child, I can still remember Christmas cards being sold in Barbados with snow on the mountain, well, not just snow on the tree, but with frosty snowman and these sort of things.
Yes, we actually used to use the Christmas cards as the tree skirt. So you put them all around the Christmas tree, and some people used to string them on. You know, you put a cord, a stretch cord through the house, and put the cards on them. Yeah, display.
But not just that, not the cards, but what's his name? There's an artist called, his last name is Kincaid. I can't remember what the first name is, but his whole specialty is making like wintry type old houses, like in North America, what have you, with snow and stuff on it. And I remember people having those as well. And you had the lights, kind of similar, to making the lanterns. You had the lights behind it, and it would actually glisten, and you'll see the snow glistening, as if that's something we were yearning for.
Yeah.
Of like, that's what we wanted, or that's our visual of what Christmas should be, but we weren't having it in the Caribbean. But when you think about it, it's really sad, to be honest with you. But I'm hoping that we move away from that, and I think we have.
I think we have as well. Yeah, and music helps a lot with that.
Yes.
I'm not sure what Michael is referring to there. Really, not necessarily. Else we should do away with Christmas. But anyway, I think now, again, with music and what's not, because now even when you listen to radio stations in the Caribbean, yes, there's some of the older traditional stuff from North America, from the UK, but there's a lot more Caribbean Christmas music with Caribbean rhythms being played. And I think that's a fantastic thing to see, that, as time went on, we internalize what this means for us, the season as a whole. And we create our own stories, music, feelings, traditions, and what's not around it. So I think that's a good thing. That's a good thing to see.
Definitely is. Yeah.
Absolutely. And we talked about the pork. We mentioned the ham because I know, again, Phil, you can feature a lot here over these shows, because you spend a lot of time in the kitchen.
Well, let us clarify. Let us clarify that as well.
What is you pouring on here, though?
That's pineapple juice.
Pineapple juice.
Yeah, man. But listen, what about the preparation of the bird? Because this seems as though this is a little bit, this is a different skill here, Phil.
I don't think this
ain't you. No, this is not you. This is not you. This is not you. Of course, this is not you. But how do you prepare your turkey, man?
So the first thing is to get butter. Get loads of butter and season your butter well. Season your butter with thyme and so on, and then just massage the bird. Massage beneath the skin, within. And then you add your stuff in as well, and then rub the rest around the top.
Okay.
But start with seasoning your butter.
Alicia, you sound like you know what you're talking about. I don't know.
Oh yes.
Okay. Just
Hey, Deli.
Hey, Deli.
Hi.
How are you?
Tired.
Welcome. We've just been talking about how things are in our respective countries, whether it be Barbados or St. Lucia, as well, about Christmas and stuff. So welcome. You had a few issues getting in, but fantastic to have you here.
Electricity problems here.
It happens.
How is your preparation going for Christmas?
I'm not really planning to do anything big. Just me and my daughter here. We've been invited to a few parties and get-togethers, but I think I'm just gonna take it easy. Be
Taking
cool.
it easy this year, huh?
Mm-hmm.
What's it normally like in Nevis when people are preparing during this season?
Well, usually family will get together. We have like sorrel, mobby, um, homemade punta cuba,
Mm-hmm.
Punch
turkey
Cuba.
ham.
What's Pancha Cuba?
Explain that.
Let's break that down.
Usually drink something like a Bailey's then,
Oh,
Yeah.
Ah,
Like a Bailey's, yeah.
but a little thicker, more richer, full of rum.
Yeah. But it's
Nice.
Cuban. My neighbors have given me some before. Well, it was from bottled in Cuba. Yep.
It's a nice drink.
It's lovely. Yeah.
Mm.
okay. Never had that, but my head feeling light already. Just thinking about it, my head light.
I'd ask from smelling your fruit for your black cake.
Oh yes, the black cake. Listen, my black cake base now is 2 years. Well, no, mine is 4 years old that I add to
Wow.
every year. So I've got a set of fruit going, and every year I use half, and then add to it after that. So it's like a 4-year-old just marinating there.
maturing.
Mine is 2 years. I have 2 years.
You got it 2 years? So
Yeah.
I planning to see how long I can keep this base going. You
Yeah,
know, so
yeah.
it's tempting to finish it off during the year sometimes, but no, I add to it in the
Party
middle and
family,
just
no.
keep it going. Yeah, man, same bottle, keep it going. Sometimes you take it off, you wash off the
Yeah.
top, but back in and that
Yeah.
kind of stuff. So all good, all good. So that's what we have
Yeah.
my black cake rolling this time around. 4 years.
Yes.
I'm gonna keep it to next year when you guys over.
Yeah,
man.
I look forward to it. Proper master, for sure.
The only one way to do it. Only one way to do it.
So listen. What about what about Christmas disasters?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
What's that?
As far as food is concerned, I mean, I will hold my hand up. I know that we've been talking here a lot about. I know we've been talking a lot here about Phil, right? And a couple of years ago, I was at his house, and we well, I guess we we put down this classic turnovers for anybody who was wondering what those are.
Oh, wow.
Because I can tell by the silence that people are probably wondering, what's
What's this?
that taking out the oven?
look like you grew up potatoes in the oven, man.
But this is the thing. This was the best. They look, and you had to eat them right at this point.
Get them out and eat them.
Because as soon as they went cool, it turned into a little bit of a mini disaster. They turn into potatoes,
Wow.
as these two like to say. I'm the only man who turned turnovers into potatoes.
Wow.
So I had a bit of a Christmas disaster. Have you tried anything that didn't quite work out on your Christmas table? Karen?
Black cake. Same
Black cake?
cake. Yep. Yeah,
Really?
I had to, yeah.
I can see that.
My mom and my aunt taught me. They gave me the recipe, and sometimes it's too soft. It doesn't have the right consistency. So, I just start over again. I don't share those.
Yeah. I was going to add with Mark's turnovers. We knew what the problem was, but we wouldn't bring it up. But actually, we didn't throw the turnovers away. You remember what happened to them?
I think we turned them into something else the next day.
We took them, soaked them down, and made them into bread pudding.
There you go.
Oh, wow.
And we ate it.
Fill is the cup.
Story of redemption.
But black cake easy to get wrong though. I mean, as I say, everyone has a different way of doing it.
Yeah.
And sometimes it could come out wrong sometimes. It's just
Yeah,
it's
the
just one-
consistency. Sometimes it's more. Mine came out more like the pudding than the the dense. Yeah, black cake. So.
Yeah,
Well,
was it a bit
once
too
it-
soft?
once-
Or? Was it a bit
Because
too
he was
soft?
a bit too soft, Karen.
Yeah, bit too soft. Not enough. I didn't put enough of the fruit to give it that consistency.
That's it.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
But if it
But
tastes
now,
good, you
now,
just eat
now
it.
I'm a master or at it. So,
You're master. I agree.
yeah.
Alicia, I don't-
taste good, you eat it.
I don't imagine, Alicia, that you've had many disasters around the kitchen, though. You strike me as though you are always on top of it.
She's still there?
She gone?
She's stuck. She's stuck.
Frozen. It's frozen.
Oh, okay.
She's frozen in it.
Deli,
Hey,
what do you enjoy cooking at Christmas?
I like eating. I don't really like the cooking part.
Hey,
Yeah.
Oh, there.
I
What do you enjoy eating? And
yeah.
watching cook for you?
And I prefer I like hams with lots of pineapples and cherries and making it sweet more than savory. And some of our local things, like certain curries, curry pork and things like that.
Oh, yeah.
And in St. Kitts, Nevis, is there any particular traditions? We were talking about early in Barbados, right after church. Usually church at Christmas morning is around 5 o'clock or so. And then people go to Queen's Park in the best clothes and listen to the police band and what's not. Are there any particular traditions or anything traditional that happens in St. Kitts, Nevis?
In Nevis, we usually, some people will go to church and they just go home and get ready to eat.
that's it.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
You stay home, watch TV, and eat all day and talk with family members, things like that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And carnival, is it carnival that's around that time as well, around Christmas?
Yeah, in St. Kitts, we have carnival. So a lot of people, especially the younger people, will go to St. Kitts for the day and celebrate carnival, which lasts for like 2 weeks. But because of the COVID, it's been canceled.
Yeah, like everywhere else is canceled carnival and stuff, isn't it?
Oh,
And in terms of the music around that time, is it
Which one?
just in Nevis or in St. Kitts? Is it just carnival music, or is it also Christmas music that comes out around?
And mostly Christmas music. Try to keep it light. Especially now, because a lot of the bands are not going to be on the road and things like that. So you're not going to have the carnival band music really going. So it's probably a lot of gospel, a lot of Christmas songs, string band music is what we play during the Christmas season.
No, sounds good. Karen, you were going to say something just now?
No, before you started talking about the music again, I didn't hear anyone speaking about Jug Jug.
I was going to bring it up.
Oh,
not for me. Not for me.
I don't eat Jug Jug.
I can pass that
don't
one.
either. I don't either. I brought it up because I know that it's a tradition, but I pass on that. I don't know how to make it
every year.
Somebody explain what Jab Jab is.
Jug Jug.
Go on, Phil.
Hey, go on, Phil. Phil want to explain. Go on, Phil. Explain what Jug Jug is.
I actually wrote a poem about Jug Jug a couple of years ago,
dear.
but I don't have it to hand. But it's made with peas and guinea corn, not cornmeal, but guinea corn. You can use cornmeal as well. Bits of ham, turkey, whatever meat scrappings you have, a bit of stock as well, and then it's steamed and reduced together. And you just get this. It does not look appetizing.
No.
But it tastes great, right?
Right.
So it not just like stuffing, but very soft and soppy.
The man just gives such a scientific explanation of Jug Jug.
But honestly,
seasoned mashed up peas.
first time you see it, as a child, when you see it, yeah, it's a kind of Barbadian.
That's a good question, actually. Do other places make Jug Jug? I don't know.
I've
Never heard of it.
And I've traveled a lot of other Caribbean islands. I've never heard of that.
Oh, so that's a very uniquely Bajan thing then. Phil, you know the history there? You again?
No, I don't know that one there.
That's
I suspect
interesting.
that I do think it comes from the concept comes from Scotland.
Oh, no wonder.
The sort of
What,
Scottish,
haggis?
yeah, the Scottish haggis and peas
Haggis,
pudding
yeah.
sort of approach. I think that's where it comes
We
from.
didn't have I don't think we really had a big Scottish community in St. Kitts.
Yeah.
You're not missing anything, Daddy. If I'm
Yeah,
honest.
No, you're not.
I do it every year and I invite these guys, and sometimes I just
No.
try different things with it. Instead of peas, sometimes I'll use lentils if you can't get good peas, But the idea is just to get that lovely consistency, but it tastes great.
I
And
don't
remember
think
as a child, I did not like it either because of how it looks. It just looks like a green.
Yeah.
It does, I admit. But then if you miss and get some on your food, and taste it, you realize, oh, I need to get more of that. So I just make a small bit because nobody in my house eats it either, except me.
I think we might get the recipe put up on our Facebook page this week if anybody wants.
Yeah. Oh, sure.
I don't think Jug has passed my lips since I was about 8 when I tried it, and this went like, what is this?
Yes.
I never tried it. I've never seen any that even look to make me try it again. I look at it and like, no, that's all right. I just know how this is gonna come out.
And the thing is,
I don't bother.
If you go to a restaurant at Christmas, right, you know how they got the foods laid out, right? Mm-hmm. But nobody has found a way to make Jug. Nobody's found a way to make Jug look. I want some of that. I want that first.
Yeah.
Michael said, "Don't knock the dishes. We're knocking only this one." Only this one, Michael. This is the one that I just can't fathom eating Jug. I tried it a few times years and years ago when I was younger. I just can't bring myself to try it. But Phil, keep trying though. Keep trying. Whenever we get together,
I'll find a way to present it for you guys.
One day,
maybe next year. Maybe next year.
Maybe next year.
Maybe an interesting thing there. She pulled from on Google.
What's that?
Looking at there, Karen Douglas.
Okay.
He found a little bit of. Yeah, so that's what I thought as well, that it was.
Oh, it is.
Have you guys eaten haggis as well from?
Oh, no, you don't want to try haggis. I try haggis too. No.
I've had it. Love it. So that's where I recognize this feels very familiar. So.
Well, haggis is, I think it's banned in certain countries.
Good. They could add Jug to that list too.
I tried haggis years ago, and I never went back to haggis. Haggis, no, very similar to Jug.
Did you say earlier, Deli, that you haven't been to many other Caribbean islands? Did I hear you say that?
Yeah, I said I've been to a few and I never heard of Jug.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I agree, Carl.
Share the recipe.
And I've been to
recipe somewhere.
I've never heard anybody say anything about Jug. Yeah.
Jug.
Yeah. Never heard it. And I've been to Barbados quite a few times.
Yeah, and I just saw some guys there in Trinidad say they never heard of it either.
So you're not alone.
No. I think it's very uniquely Bajan and that Scottish connection, as Philip was saying as well.
It is, yeah.
As you saw there. So,
and even in Barbados, I don't think it's too popular either. So.
I think it's one of those things where you always find, like I know in my family, a big family, there were only a few people who ate it.
Yeah.
But it had to be there on the table at Christmas anyway. But it was only 2 or 3 people you knew out of the whole thing that would eat.
I would say 25% of Barbadians would eat it. Because I've found 1 in 4 people like Jug. I don't know many people that would eat it, to be honest.
No. It is one of them acquired taste things.
Yeah,
definitely. Alicia's back.
I think so. Let's see if Alicia know anything about it.
Sorry.
No
That's
problem.
right.
Alicia, have you ever heard about something called Jug?
No.
Okay.
What is this one? Please tell me.
It's a Bajan dish made with pigeon peas, Phil?
Yeah, with pigeon peas and guinea corn flour.
Guinea corn flour. You throw in little bits of ham, seasoned up, all that kind of stuff as well. Yeah.
And you sort of steam it down.
No. And I've been to Barbados very often, and I haven't had that yet.
Christmas as well.
Yeah, Jug has only come out at Christmas though. Really,
Yeah.
you don't really see Jug any other time of the year. Jug only comes out at Christmas.
Okay.
No, it's not something that I would try. But Phil, keep trying. As I say, we can take a picture when you're down. I can surprise you next year when you're here. I can take a spoonful of the Jug and try it, man.
All right. I'll make a vegetarian one as well. I've done that in the past too.
No, at Christmas I eat all meat. Vegetarians only outside of Christmas. Christmas is all meat. I back on the meat since last week. I good. Don't worry.
Prepping your stomach already.
Yeah. I slowly working up to. I got to do my belly pork and stuff, So don't worry about that.
Wow.
Yeah.
But how else do you prepare pork? How do you stew your pork?
I'm I prefer the roasted and stuff. I don't really stew pork. That's a fill up thing, I suppose, Phil. We defer to Phil for the cooking. I've never tried. Michael is asking about chitterlings. I never heard what chitterlings are.
Chitlins, pig belly.
Southern Black American kind of dish.
What's
Yeah,
that?
pig belly, pig belly.
Oh,
Intestines, pig intestines.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's
What?
what they call pudding.
You mean what you
Yeah.
make sauce with?
Black
Pudding-
pudding in
In the
St.
South, yeah.
Oh,
But
okay.
they don't stuff it with anything. Chitlins here.
Just you have to clean it out really, really
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
It smells horrible.
So what do they do? They make it crispy, is it?
They can do all kind of sauce. I don't know. It was a Black American thing. Like my friends would make it. My parents are not Black Americans, so they wouldn't. I never really grew up with it.
Never. Okay.
Never
heard of it.
tried it. Yeah, heard of it,
My
but
American friends have it, and I'm just like, it looks awful,
Okay.
and it
Never-
smells bad, even preparing it.
yeah.
Can't say I tried it. Can't say I tried it.
No.
Back to the pork. I don't do stew pork really. I eat it, but I can't say I've made it. I do the belly pork and roast it and that kind of stuff. That's the way how I
The
do
only
it. But
stew pork I've done is in a slow cooker. I haven't stewed it otherwise.
I will
You know,
go
have
one
it-
better. The only stew pork I know was a woman that lived in Church Village.
You got to expand that story though.
You know who stew pork is from Church
that's
Village?
a nickname, man.
Of course.
I don't know
That's the
what
only
it
stew pork I know. Never done it.
Yeah.
I am more of a roast pork fella myself. I
Yes,
have to say.
I would admit that. But you can tell us. Elisa's gone.
I'm here.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
right here.
Oh, you're there.
Yeah.
How do you
Really?
do your stew pork?
That's her
How do
name
you
on
do yours?
Rainer?
Okay, well,
Yes, you can.
you stew it with you put ginger after you have seasoned it. You stew it and you put ginger,
That's already a good start.
Ooh.
and also bay leaf,
Wow.
and
leaf.
with your coloring, and you stew it up almost like it dries.
Mhm,
Right.
mhm.
Yeah, until it's soft and tender.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
That's all right.
How long would that take to get to that stage then?
Not very long. It depends on again the kind of pork. If the pork is tough, then longer. But if it's yes, it wouldn't take that much time.
Oh, I gotta try that then.
Yeah,
Really?
and the more ginger, the better because it really,
I agree.
yeah, it just gives a very lovely aroma.
Oh, okay.
So do you
Ginger.
marinate? Do you marinate that with the ginger, or do you initially no?
No, you season and you leave overnight, and then the following day, then you would put in your pot and then add your ginger. Just pong the ginger, place it in it with a few leaves and bay leaves.
Mm.
That sounds like I can get try this Christmas myself.
I feel like I can try that. So when you do your ginger, do you, to use a Bajan word, do you pong it?
Yes, you pong it.
Pong it.
So that you can get the juices out.
Sometimes they have some words that we use in the Caribbean that to use any other word, it just don't sound right.
Yeah.
So you gotta use the Caribbean word. So you pong it. It just don't sound right if you use any other word. So that's why I had to ask that.
Pong
Okay,
is
see,
different to crushed ginger.
yeah, crushed ginger. No, you pong the ginger. I can try that one, man. Go on, Mark.
No, I like the song of that. Actually, I really like the song of that. What about drinks? Because I know we talk a lot about food, but and I think Deli, you mentioned Morby in
Barbie and Sorrow.
in
And
Memphis.
ginger beer.
Ginger beer.
The beer, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay, you got a special recipe for that as well, too, Alicia?
The ginger beer, well, plenty ginger.
Mhm.
You also put some spices in. And then you leave it overnight. Sometimes a few days even better because you get more of the ginger juices.
Mhm.
All right, and then you will sweeten up to your taste.
So for your ginger beer, you don't boil the ginger, right?
You can, or you can. It will be even stronger.
Stronger, yeah.
I'm curious as well, Deli. Do you still boil down your Morby? in Nevis, or do you? I know lots of people use the
Yeah,
syrup now,
I
but
can
do people generally still boil
I've
down their
tried.
mobby the traditional way?
Um, I think some people would boil the bark and things like that, but I just purchase it.
You said purchase it, you mean the syrup?
The syrup.
No, the made.
Oh, they
Mom,
made it. Okay.
the
No, I
made,
thought it was.
yeah.
No, I was curious to ask because I know a lot of people moving away from boiling down the bark
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
and it's a very different taste, the
Oh, yeah.
boiled bark than the syrup.
It is.
You know, this is one of those things. Which I must confess, Mobby is one of those
I
things
prefer
that
the boiled bark rather than a syrup.
you do.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't
Yeah.
really. Well, that's interesting actually because these days most people seem to prefer the syrup. I don't know if it's that that's what they get introduced to,
Well,
but the
just
bark.
the bark is going to be always bitter.
Yeah,
Oh,
If you don't like
bark.
the
bitter,
bitterness,
much more bitter.
then you're going to go for the sweet syrup.
Marby Bart. I just nah. That's something else, boy.
Yeah,
How
there's no
how
way to get away from the bitterness when you boil it.
Yeah.
how difficult do you find it getting hold of these kind of things? Living outside of the region, Karen, in New York.
It's pretty easy. You know, we have a lot of Oriental stores that stock stuff, but we also have a Bajan here who brings in this stuff
Oh,
from Barbados, so we're able to get the Bajan products. They label it differently than what you get, but it's made in Barbados. Yeah, so we get all the products. The Mobby syrup, sweet and dandy, we get it here.
Sweet and dandy. Yeah.
Sweet and
Yeah,
dandy. I heard of that.
yeah, and you know, pepper sauce, everything we get here. Cheese, which is not Bajan cheese, but Bajan
Yeah.
cheese.
Anchor, man.
Anchor
Anchor
cheese.
is pretty much Bajan. The New Zealanders as well give you that.
Yeah, yeah,
The New
we get it.
Zealanders as well give you Anchor. Anchor's ours. We take
Yeah,
Anchor long time ago.
yeah, easy. But biscuit, everything we get here. We get here. Yeah.
nice.
I see Liz Waterman saying boiling the bark
We
is better.
said boiling the bark.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
right.
because the syrup is too sweet.
Yeah,
It's like
for sure.
additives. It's not, you know,
Yeah, it's not natural. Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
You're gonna add things to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing is, when you boil the bark, you also have control over the flavor because you can
The
then
flavor, that is
you can
it.
do
Yeah.
some additional things with it. You know, you can work your own magic.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I
Another
do
thing
both.
is eggnog. Eggnog. I didn't have speak of eggnog. For
Someone asked
breakfast, we
about
have
eggnog there just now.
Yeah, but eggnog is part of the St. Lucian breakfast as well
Okay.
on Christmas.
Oh,
Okay.
I thought that was
Ah.
like a more American, British kind of thing.
No, it is. It
It's
is.
it's American. They
Yeah.
use it at Thanksgiving. It's a Thanksgiving thing here to
So,
have
so,
eggnog.
so hang on, is the St. Lucia breakfast a thing on Christmas morning?
Oh yes.
Well, come on, come on,
Oh
thanks.
yes.
Tell us a bit about that. Tell us about the St. Lucia breakfast Christmas morning. Then come on.
You have ham.
Tick.
You have your eggs,
Yeah.
omelette,
Yeah.
omelette. You also have your eggnog. You would have juice, orange juice, and we would have our salads, quite a bit of salads, tomato, lettuce, cucumbers, you name it on that table. Yes, so it's very grand thing on Christmas Day breakfast.
Oh wow.
Wow.
You got Christmas dinner.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know in Barbados, for us, breakfast is something like 7 or 8 in the morning because you're up at church.
Yeah.
8 a.m.
Yeah.
You know.
And you're having
more
some ham
Yes,
and
ham and
some
sweet bread.
pudding.
Yeah.
And pudding.
Well, the breakfast, you get slice of everything, right? You get
Yeah.
ham, you get black
Ham and
cake,
black
you get
cake.
normal cake, you get fruit cake,
Wow.
you know, sweet
Wow.
bread. Breakfast, you eat a piece of everything.
That's a
get done, you know? Yeah, and that's just the start of the day, right?
Yeah.
That's just the start of the day. But
And
even
you
going
have
back,
special bread, a plaited bread.
Oh, okay.
tell me, what, platted bread. What's this? Tell me about this.
So it's a bread, but they literally plait it. So at Christmas you will see plaited bread coming out, and you
Okay.
have plaited bread.
Mm.
Oh, that's a new one. No, no, I don't know that one. Is it a normal, just a savory bread, a
It's the
sweet bread?
normal
Is that
bread. It's the
okay?
normal
Kind of
bread,
like a
but they
brioche.
just plait it.
Right.
Mm.
Yeah.
Maybe that's because of the French influence.
French. I was going to say
Maybe
that.
the
Yeah.
French,
Yeah.
yeah.
French influence, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So even
Sounds
things
good.
like eggnog, I think is kind of French, isn't it?
Yeah.
Pretty much so. Yeah, I think so. Along with food, obviously, church is a big thing. In the Caribbean, and I remember going to church with my grandmother for midnight mass. We might go on you know on, on Christmas Eve, and then again in the morning on
In the
Christmas
morning.
Day.
Yeah.
Is church still very much traditional? Going church on
Christmas
in
Day.
Saint Lucia and stuff. Not Christmas
Yes.
Day, even on Christmas Eve,
Midnight
and then
mass.
Christmas Day, midnight
Yes,
mass, that
yes,
kind of stuff. Very much so.
yes, very much so. And I live
Mm.
not too far from a Catholic church, so it's tradition. Everybody goes to church Christmas Eve and on Christmas Day.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. In Barbados too. My aunt does it. She goes.
Yeah, Barbados for sure. We know
Yeah.
we love church on Christmas morning. That's the only
5
time you
a.m.
don't
man. Love
complain.
it.
You don't complain on Christmas morning. You just get up, or you finish do the house and you go straight in the shower and change your clothes and go.
Yeah.
after,
Pretty
after you
much.
finish
All
playing.
you can believe is
Yeah.
there will be some people that would go to church, but most people are home preparing for Christmas dinner.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
So, I mean, I would probably don't go to church on Christmas Day. New Year's Eve is when everybody would be at church.
Oh, New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that's interesting.
I don't even go to a fete or any kind of party or dance get together. I have to be in church New Year's Eve.
New Year's
Okay.
Eve.
Then I go party.
That's all right.
I know the church where we grew up in the Church of Christ. That entire season was great because you had a whole set of different programs and recitations and choirs singing.
Yes.
You know, it was a packed program. Yeah, some of my best memories are on that time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. The Christmas season, those 2 weeks leading up to Christmas, and depending on which church you're going to, Phil, probably 3 weeks after. You had so many programs to go to, and I think that again, that's something that's the difference when you're living outside the Caribbean as to when you're home, is
Yeah.
that all these things culminate and just give you pieces of different variants of Christmas to create this whole season of Christmas, and
Yes.
going to the different programs and listening to the choirs, and as a small child you get your confidence from saying a recitation or something at
Lose your
church.
confidence. If you mess up.
Or lose your confidence if you mess up, but yeah. I'm doing recitations and stuff at Christmas, so that's something that is I would never forget. Best days.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
And as friends, you just go around to all the different ones.
So is there a particular song? Is there a particular song, Karen, that when you hear that yes, that puts me in the mood for Christmas?
And can you sing it?
I definitely can't sing it. Just the traditional Christmas songs I like to hear. The Silent Night, Oh Holy Night.
Yeah, we in the manger. Yeah.
I like the traditional Christmas songs. Not any specific one that I could sing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is music a big part of your Christmas as well, Deli?
Yeah, I mean, my daughter organization, they did caroling the other day. And when I heard the young people singing, like, Mama wrote some Johnny Cake, Christmas coming, I lost it. I was like, oh my God, I remember that when I was a kid.
Ross and Johnny Cake, Christmas coming.
Yeah.
No, well, for me, I know. Well, in Barbados, Dolly and Kenny. Dolly
yes.
Parton and Kenny Rogers. That is signal Christmas when it coming on, and then for me it is David Rather Go Tell It on the Mountain, man. That's my go-to tune.
Yeah.
David Rather Go Tell It on the Mountain is one of the best renditions of Go Tell It on the Mountain I have
That
ever
was
heard.
It is.
throughout the
Yeah,
Caribbean.
man, love that song.
Love it.
Love that song. That plays it. My daughters love it. They always say, "Play that one, Daddy." That's the best one.
Okay.
You hear the passion in his voice when he's singing it. Yeah,
Oh yeah. Most definitely. It's such a good rendition.
it is.
So somebody just asked a question there about tips.
I saw that. I don't know if
Not this
tipping. I don't know if it's tipping, but I have a vague
You don't
memory.
give people like cake or
Yes.
Oh, right.
bottle of
Yes.
sorrow or things like that. Not so much financial.
Right. Okay. Well, that one,
Yeah.
I have a big memory of that happening when I was growing up.
That definitely happened.
Beers. You give the guys some beers and that kind of stuff, and I can remember that. I don't know if they still do it, but I can definitely remember that happening.
Yeah, man.
Here
So-
in the US, we tip.
Oh, okay.
Is that monetary or is that just
monetary.
monetary? Okay.
Yeah.
So I see somebody there saying that when this is all over, that We Global has to charter a flight to
take everybody home?
Take us all home.
You can start with Nevis.
I want to come to Nevis, man. And St. Lucia, all over. Be going all over.
Nevis.
Do island hopping.
So if we come into Nevis, Delhi,
Yeah.
Christmas Day, I'm popping in for dinner. What's on the table?
You definitely have to have a ham.
Aye.
No matter how poor you are, you have a ham. You get the best steal it or borrow, you got a ham on the table.
You gotta have
on
a
the
ham.
table.
Yeah, a black cake has to be on the table. If it's homemade, if somebody gave you, you have to have a black cake. Sorrel, Bobby, rice and peas, macaroni and cheese. Yeah. And a roast pork.
A roast what?
Roast pork.
Roast pork.
You'll have a regular traditional ham and a little roast pork.
Roast pork, stew
My
pork.
mother always did it, my grandmother.
Wow.
I feeling it, man. I feeling it.
Yeah, roast pork, stew pork.
Oh, I like stew pork because it has like a nice little gravy with it. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I enjoying this.
Yes.
I can feel it. I tasting it already.
A nice little gravy
And
makes it different.
tart. Coconut, like a plated coconut tart. You have to have the coconut on your
That's different. Coconut tart.
Yeah.
a plated one, not the single tarts. A plated coconut tart.
Oh, okay. Never had that. Never had a coconut tart. I can try that.
We'd have on our table. We would have scalloped potatoes. Yeah. Also, a lasagna. Yes.
This is alongside the ham and the
Yes,
rice
and
and
the
I'm
peas.
gonna say this is alongside the traditional stuff.
Because each one of them is a meal.
Yes, yes, I'm telling you. And you must have the roast pork plus the stew pork
Wow.
plus beef. Yeah.
Beef?
Stew beef.
Yeah. We do oxtails instead here. We do oxtails.
Oh, oxtail.
Yes, oxtail.
Oxtail. I gotta have some of that. I mean, along with it, I saw Liz and someone's talking about parang and stuff in Trinidad. That is something I long to experience. I have not experienced
And
the
I'm like
whole.
serenading.
Yes, the parang playing and stuff going around.
This is like my parents' time. You won't really see people going house to house and serenading like they do back in the day. And people do food.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah, I would love to be
You don't disturb
part of the
people.
whole.
Stay no more like that.
But also in St. Lucia, we do a lot of giving back during Christmas.
Mhm.
So you have a lot of groups, women groups, and different places, and they will come together and give to the less fortunate. So that is done a lot in St. Lucia during the Christmas time. Yeah, because I belong to a group, Women on a Mission, and that's one of the things that we do. We go and we give to, women, parents, mothers who, less fortunate, make sure they have grocery items and things like that. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh no, that's great.
And toys for the kids as well.
Yeah.
No, that's great. So this Christmas, given the year that we've had, I mean, do you feel like this Christmas is extra special, or you feel more that you really need to celebrate this Christmas, considering how this year of COVID-19, coronavirus, all that kind of stuff couldn't go anywhere. We see what's been happening all around the world. Does this Christmas have a extra meaning to it this time around? You think,
For me,
Karen?
yeah.
I think so. There's been so much, sorrow around
Yeah.
that I really think it's extra special, for those. It's extra special because a lot of people have lost so many, so much that we really need to celebrate. Yeah.
No, I agree. I agree.
Mhm.
And Alicia, I know your team was working hard during this time.
Yeah.
So much so you retired, but you're back out to work.
Back in duty.
Again, how are your team feeling at this time of year, having had the year they've had?
Yeah. It has been tough, but I think again, COVID has taught us how fragile our mental health is and the importance of self-care. So this Christmas, a lot of us are looking forward to get this COVID maybe just on the sidelines and celebrate that we are there. We live to see the 25th of December and to celebrate it with family. So for us, it's very therapeutic this time around. And so I think many of us are looking forward for it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I could agree with that. I think that, I was saying someday, it feels as if, because one of the things that's really impacted me the last few weeks is just the resurgence of how much, death or cases and what's not you're hearing. It can really affect your mental health, really. Even if you think it's not, it is. So for me, this time around, December 1, we had the tree up, lights up, everything. And it kind of just switched the way you're thinking, just to be happy to be around your family and just being celebratory. It really did something to your mental health. So you're absolutely right there. I agree with you on that.
Andre, one of the things, remember, we Caribbean people are social beings.
Of course.
Thanksgiving for those in the US, Christmas for us in the Caribbean. We need to be around family. We need to be around. And COVID is causing us to distance. And this is really, so even though people do not see how much it's affecting their mental health, it definitely is, because we are social beings.
Yeah. I can testify to that. I remember the first year I left Barbados, I went to Germany on my own, and it was around November. And then when December came, I remember Christmas, the 23rd of December, and everybody left, all my workmates and so on, they left and they went home, and I was left in my flat on my own. I said, yeah, I'll do this. I'm going to buy a small ham, a small partridge in a pear tree, some rice and peas. This will be good. Then I will call my family and so on later. I just remember when night came.
Yeah, boy.
I started to panic almost, and I felt this sense of loneliness and dread.
Yeah.
And what I did was I got on a flight the next day. I went to London.
Wow.
And spent it with my relatives there. Otherwise, I do not think I would have coped well.
Yeah, it's hard, and I think sometimes
hard.
when we live away from the Caribbean, and particularly those of us who've had that seed of what Christmas used to be like once you've grown up in the Caribbean and you've moved away, that is just something that that is just a indelible mark in your soul.
So
and you just don't care where you go. You just have this longing to be around people, and as you said, Alicia, we are social beings. That's who we are. We long to be with our friends and family at this time of the year, and even though the Caribbean has performed better in some cases, we still have a lot of people like Karen there in New York where they've been very, very heavily affected. So this time of year is going to be tinged with some sadness, a lot of sadness, actually.
Yeah, most definitely agree with that. It's all the more reason why, as much as you can, reach out to people, reach out to loved ones, do things like this, get on Zoom, get on WhatsApp, talk to people, reach out to people. As Alicia was saying, we definitely in the Caribbean, we are definitely social beings. and Christmas is a huge deal for us to be around people.
Absolutely.
So I would say if you know anyone at all who's who's isolated in some part of the world or even in the Caribbean as well, reach out to them and just make them feel
Yeah.
loved, let them know that someone is there,
Yeah,
and just help them
yeah.
celebrate in some form or fashion
for
if you
them,
could.
for sure.
Yeah.
And for even for us, my family will be having on Christmas Day a virtual breakfast.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Your
All
daughter's
of
here,
us,
eh?
my daughters, all of us will be tuned in, and we have our own breakfast, but we will be together.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
When
Yeah.
you said virtual breakfast, I was like, you still feel like this? Or y'all get together and say, just imagine.
That's a good idea, actually. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might steal that at some point.
Yes, yeah, yeah.
I might definitely steal that.
Well,
Yeah, we've been doing a virtual call at least once a month, my family, just to see each other, just to say hello. Just
yeah.
yeah.
And Delhi, similar in Nevis, do you feel like people just can't wait for the pause or a pause around Christmas at the moment?
I didn't hear that. They can't wait for what?
For a pause to celebrate Christmas away from all the other stuff that's going on regarding COVID and not being able to move around or travel and what's not. Do you feel that, that bubbling up in people of just can't wait to celebrate?
Yeah, but this has been a sad Christmas in a way. And
Yeah.
we think it's a Nevis. Remember, we're more hospitality driven, tourism based. So a lot of people are without jobs. So it's going to be financially low budget kind of Christmas compared to what we
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we didn't speak about it.
everybody's talking about. That's the most important thing right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You got and some food, you're good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You were
Yeah.
saying,
I was gonna say we didn't speak about getting those barrels at Christmas time, which is
yes.
those barrels coming in, which I'm about to send to my family because as Deli just said, there's so many people that are hurting at this point and just need some help. So
Yeah.
yeah.
All of our major hotels on the island are closed or
All
they're
closed and stuff.
at a certain capacity. A lot of people have
Yeah.
lost their jobs, and it's not even temporarily. They're totally
Yeah.
tired.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the nervous thing is January, because February especially is, at least in the UK, the statistics say that's the time of highest mental health
Suicide?
depression, because people incur loads of debt. It's dark. It's still dark. It's cold. It's miserable. There's no Christmas festivities up.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm worried about that because December is when loads of businesses actually make profit.
Yeah.
In retail and so on, and that's not happening this year.
No.
Yep.
So January feels as though it's going to be a really dark time, and people need something to look forward to.
Support, a lot of support is needed.
I think particularly here
we gotta
for us.
try to help as many people as we can, those who can.
Yeah, and I think that's a very important point, particularly for us here in the UK. We have the legacy of COVID, we have Brexit, and we have winter all together in January, February coming. And it's going to be a really, really hard time. So, as you're looking on externally, remember that things are going to be not only difficult in our Caribbean homeland, but difficult in other places where we are trying to make a living. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So you need to be looking after your family who are living over this side of the world, even more so over the next couple of months, because things are going to get fairly treacherous for us.
Yeah, I definitely think so. I think so. I mean, again, all the more reason why at this time of year we just need to be continuously reaching out to people, making sure everyone is okay. As Alicia said, reach out to those who may be less fortunate, whether they're family or not. If we can find them and help, whether it be a hamper, invite over for yes, you can invite over for dinner now.
You can get dinner to them.
Now COVID.
Exactly. So you got to find different ways of doing it, but still don't forget to be very generous at this time of year.
Takeaway, the takeaway you get.
I'll put some takeaway.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, I can see the sun there, Deli. You got me jealous a little bit. I can see it.
I remember what that was like.
A long time ago.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah, then Mark, you want to finish up?
Yeah, well, I mean, Christmas, huh? I think the key thing for us is to look after each other. Recognize that, this has been a very difficult year for so many people
Yes, on many levels.
on multiple levels, and it's not going to get easier after Christmas. So, we got to lock our friendships in, lock in our love, and make sure that we're looking after not just ourselves and our family, but those in our community who also need our encouragement and support. With what we've done over the course of this year with We Global, we've met so many people from across the region. It's been fabulous, and it's been a great learning journey. And just being with you guys this afternoon, listening to what happens in Christmas in your Caribbean land has been fascinating. And we do this again next Sunday. And we're building up to our special show on the 20th of December.
Put it
If you
in your
haven't
diary.
put it in your diary yet, make sure that you are here. Because, we've got some special people coming through on that date.
Indeed. We got some music, we got some spoken word, and then we got some other special, as Mark said, two special.
Maybe we said special. It gotta be good.
Mario, you can bring some virtual black cake.
I might make some of that too. Yeah, you never know. Deli, you were saying something just now. I didn't hear you.
I was saying David brother coming to sing. He said something special.
You have to be here to
Who
see.
knows?
So,
I always,
no.
once I'm free on a Sunday, I always tune in.
I know. Thank you for that. But yes, some special people passing through to do some stuff and to say Merry Christmas and that kind of stuff. So December 20th, put that in your diary. We'll put some stuff out pretty soon on that.
Yeah. That is an evening you got to be in the living room, for sure.
You got to be in your living room.
Got it.
Indeed. We trying a thing, and I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to be great.
special.
Indeed. So Alicia, Kieran, and Deli, thank you so much for joining us here in the living room and just giving us an idea of what Christmas is in your Caribbean land, and then for Kieran sharing about Christmas in Barbados and what you miss and the difference in the US as well. So thank you guys for passing through. It's been a pleasure having you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much,
Thank
guys.
you. Take care.
Pleasure.
Excellent. Thanks, guys. There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a good chat, guys.
Yeah, man.
Refreshing.
We really got to do this Christmas hopping thing, So we got to do it in the summer. We got to do it at Christmas. Because at different seasons, you're getting different things, right? Different experiences. So we got to hop around this place like crazy.
I already got it played out in my head. So I looking for somebody to host me in their living room. Host me in their living room. I'll be in the Caribbean at some point, man. So I'll be doing my show from Nevis or St. Lucia. I'll be in somebody's living room.
Okay,
man.
so host you.
Host me.
Host me or host we?
Well, I am not. I know you. Listen, no, I know you guys are going to work with your own living room space. I know.
Every man for himself.
Every man has his own living room.
I see.
Every man. It'd be interesting. We if we on different islands and do this show from different places and bring it.
Yeah.
But this is the thing.
This is the thing. Yeah. We got to do that, and at some point we got to get together and do this show together too. So we got to figure that out.
Yeah,
in 2021, we get together and do this thing together too. So I think that's going to be a good one.
Yeah,
so we definitely got to do that.
Yeah, and I think we definitely got the 20th there now parked and ready.
The 20th. The 20th. So we can put out a calendar date, and you guys can remind me so it's there. And you can jump in. You do not want to miss the 20th. No. I think it's going to be a fantastic Christmas day or Christmas date. Let's put it that way. That we're going to have a really, really good time. Anything else, Phil? You want to parting words?
I have
parting song.
Parting song.
I have a parting song. I had the piano out there, but I think we'll just skip that for today.
You guys get okay. You preparing something else for later?
Yeah. We'll get there at some point in time.
We can get there. We can figure that out. We can figure it out. Mark?
No, man. I just want to say, it's great to listen to what happens across the other Caribbean nations, and we've got a lot in common. We've got a lot in common.
Yeah,
I hope you
that's
pick up,
always a
Greatest
beautiful thing.
children.
and I hope you pick up. Was that?
I
Come
know
to
that's
Barbados.
we can be there soon. We can be there soon. Don't worry.
Children will be men and women by then.
By the time we get there,
You know.
Where things going, yeah.
indeed,
Sure,
we'll
right.
probably something to look forward to. You were saying, Mark?
No, I hope you got some tips there on the stew pork. You know.
I can try this stew pork though, because this is my window. This is my meat window this month. From January, I back on the veggie
So you plan to
lifestyle
eat you
again.
a year's worth?
A year's worth of meat. So, thanks, Liz.
Hard going, man.
A year's worth of meat I going down here this month, right? So I'm gonna try this pork. I might even look for some oxtails and see if I could do an oxtail something too. I haven't eaten oxtails in so long, actually.
I suggest you get some prunes.
Oh, midway.
Indeed, Carla. Prunes is for January. You know, the week, the beginning of January now is when I'm gonna, is when I'm gonna detox.
Back in.
That's
Somebody put it there rightfully. A fickle.
no, man. 12 months, nearly 20 pounds lighter. I was a proper.
You is 20 pounds later?
Nearly. I put it back on now, back in the gym and doing some stuff. But yeah, man, lose some weight, man.
Must be my lens.
Feel healthy, running 10Ks, all half marathons, moving up to next now. Don't like being a noise. Don't like being a noise.
Either look 20 pounds later to you anytime this year.
You know what it's about the lanes. You gotta go back to the first two episodes.
It gotta be
how
my
it
lens,
look.
man.
Go back to the first two episodes and see how it looked then, and then we can compare it to today. You will see, man. You'll see the difference. Don't worry. Don't jealous me.
My follow
Don't
on
jealous
Strava
me.
is running times are getting better on Strava as
Yeah,
well.
it's heavy now.
Ever, man.
That's it. It's definitely
This time I should try partridge, pheasants, and mallet. Also, goosum, lovely birds.
okay.
All right. I would try the ones I could pronounce, and the others.
I've only had
not
partridge
sure.
and pheasant, but I haven't had mallet or goose.
No, I
Actually,
don't.
I've had goose. I've had goose as well.
Running? You thought you guys in lockdown? Yes, Carla, but you can go and exercise. So you can have exercise and have a run as long as you're on your own, and then come straight back home. So yes, you can still do that. Look, everyone, thank you so much for joining us today. It's been a pleasure. We say it's December. It's Christmas. Marcus, Isa. It's Christmas. Don't worry about him, Brenda. He's jealous. He's just jealous.
I'm not jealous.
It's Christmas. We're going to have some lighter shows over the next couple of weeks, culminating with December 20th, our Christmas special. Don't miss it. Put a date in your calendar and what's not. So December is going to be a great month. So look, reach out to someone you know, or even if you don't know, find someone who may have had a tough year so far and just spread some Christmas cheer and some love to them over this period. It's been a tough year. But let's reach out and find people who may not have had a very good year due to everything that's gone on this year as well. So let's do that. But thank you so much for joining us. It's been a pleasure. Until next time.
Bye.
10 pounds.
20, man.
20 pounds.
Don't jealous me, boy. Don't jealous me.
Wow.